Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm going to share with you this pretty cool project that I found on Pinterest. I thought it was very interesting. It is a sculpture made from wood, wire, and pantyhose. I actually saw that a lot of art teachers will do this in their classrooms with their students. I wish that I would have been able to do this in like grade school or high school. It would have been a ton of fun, but I didn't, so I'm going to do it now. So I didn't actually have to buy a pair of nylons for this project because last month I went to this Halloween party at Put-in-Bay and I put on this brand spanking new pair of tights. They're not even tights, tights are thick, so pantyhose. So after dinner I changed into my Halloween costume, which was like a Flashdance 80s girl, and I had these tights on because it was really cold out. I'm always cold, but it was really cold that day and we were by the water. Basically like 2 hours into the night I got this giant rip, and then I ended up getting like a knee rug burn on the other side. It was not cool at all. So I feel like this project was meant to be. That is why it is coming to your computer screens today, and I think we should just get into it. For this project, you'll need a wood plaque. I got mine from Michael's craft store. You'll want some wire, and it can be any thickness, but I chose 16 gauge for mine. And you'll of course need a pair of pantyhose or some type of like over-the-knee stocking, and something really sharp such as a drill so you can poke holes in the wood. This one is Craig's. It's really old, but it still works. Here I am deciding how much wire I'm going to be using, and like I said, this is 16 gauge, so this is fairly easy to bend. I just made it the height that I wanted and I cut it with some wire cutters. Then I just marked the two holes on, well, they're not holes yet, I marked two spots that I want to put holes in on the wood, and these can be wherever you want them to be. I feel like if you put them further apart, then it's easier to bend the wire and make it look like something cool. If you're going to use a drill, which I do recommend, this is actually my first time using a drill, but anyway, you're going to want the drill bit to be the same size or like very similar in size to the width of your wire, so the wire can fit in nice and snugly. So I just drilled those two holes. Like I said, I'm so excited that I'm using a power tool. I don't even know how. I've never drilled a hole. I don't think I have. I mean, I think I would remember that. This is exciting for me. I want to do more projects that use drills and wood and really high-tech equipment. High-tech. Yeah. Okay, I'll stop now. So once the holes are punctured, drilled, whatever, then you're gonna put the wire back in and make sure it fits. And if it does fit, then great, go on and you can secure it better with Gorilla Glue or super glue or some type of like E6000, anything that is very strong, and you'll want to put that and kind of like dip it into the hole and let the wire sit and dry for a while, and then you can reinforce that with some hot glue. And once that's fairly dry, I also recommend using some sandpaper and sanding down the edges of the wood that might snag the nylon, because you don't want any holes in it or it will ruin. So go ahead and just sand down all the rough edges, any splinters, and just make it nice and smooth. Now comes the time for my holy pantyhose to take the spotlight. If you do indeed have some ripped pantyhose, then you can go ahead and use them for this if the hole is, you know, not too far down. You don't want the hole to like be on the foot or anything, or else it's not gonna work. Otherwise, you can buy some nylons for super cheap. I'm sure that they have them at the dollar store, I'm almost sure. You're gonna slip one leg of the pantyhose over the wire and just pull that down all the way, and carefully also put it around the base, the wooden part, and just carefully, because you don't want to rip any holes, like I said. And here Leo decided that he wanted to join me for a little bit during this project. If you guys didn't know, Leo, my kitty cat, has his own YouTube channel. He posts every single Sunday, that's right. He is a great video editor. Yeah, he has a YouTube channel, Leo McWhiskers. It's very rare that he sits in this chair while I am filming. Once you have that pulled as tightly as possible, then you can go ahead and cut off the excess. And I know what you guys may be thinking, oh my gosh, cat claws are going to ruin the other side of your nylons and you could use that for another sculpture, but no, the hole is too far down on this side, so it wouldn't have worked out anyway. I don't think he even ripped another hole though, but he had fun for like 2 seconds. Now comes time for you to be able to bend the wire and make the sculpture come to life even more. Decide how you want it to be. And then here's just a rotation and I'm so great at explaining today, and never really. After you bend it, then gather it some more at the bottom and pull it tightly again, as tightly as possible, and tie a knot or two. I double knotted it. Then you are going to want to secure that. So I went a step further. I don't think you have to do this, but I glued 2 pieces of felt to the bottom, and the reason I'm doing 2 is because I wanted it to be really secure on the sides so it wouldn't affect the tightness, and then I went around the middle, the knot, with the hot glue gun and just bonded that part of the nylon to the wood before I cut it completely off. Because if you leave the knot, then it cannot stand up straight, it's wobbly. Also, if you're brand new here and you have not yet subscribed, please become part of the family. Press that red subscribe button and it'll let you know every time I post a new video so you never miss one. I finished gluing all that to the bottom and just glued a little bit at a time because hot glue dries super quickly. And then I flipped it over and it's time to paint the base coat. So for this, I'm just using white acrylic paint. You can use any color that you want, any color that you have a ton of, and any cheap color basically. Fabric paint might be a little bit better because it allows the nylon to be able to move without cracking, but for this I thought acrylic was fine. I actually painted 2.5 coats, I believe. You want to let them dry in between. I say half because most parts just have 2 coats, but there's certain areas that I needed to paint a third on just because those areas still had a little bit of like nude showing through instead of white. And then after that, I am taking these really pretty colors, and they're all pearl and metallic paints, and I put a white pearl, which is beautiful. It's like a gold undertone white pearl. It's called Mother of Pearl Gold, I believe. I think it's something like that. Beautiful, beautiful color. So that is the final coat that I applied, and I let that dry completely, and now I'm gonna go in and paint the designs and all the detail and make it beautiful, beautiful-er, more beautiful. I know that beautiful-er is not a word. Okay. Basically, for this part, I did not show a lot on camera because it took me a very long time. And when I paint or draw or any type of artwork, I move a lot. I will move the piece every single line I paint on or dot I paint on. I'll move it to a different angle so it's easier for me to, you know, position my hand and position the brush. So it would be really hard to get me painting a lot on camera. But I did have a lot of fun while I was painting this, even though it took 10 hours to paint the design on. That's right. I am a bit of an overachiever sometimes, and I can't help it. Like, I'm like, Sarah, why don't you, so you can get the video done early on Friday, you know, paint something that'll take you like 2 hours. But no, I just couldn't. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, I couldn't make myself do something that took less time. It wasn't possible for me. I had such a fun time doing this because in the background, I was listening to Tana Mojo videos for hours upon hours straight, and they were just so entertaining. They made the time fly. Yeah, love her videos so much. Not that I hadn't watched her videos ever before, but like I went on a Tana spree today and yesterday. So let me know what you think of my finished completed statue of nylon. Oh my gosh, I wish my voiceovers were as interesting as Tana's videos. But just let me know what you think of this, and if you have ever made these in art class, let me know. If not, you should tell your teacher to have you guys make these as a class because I wish that I could have made these when I was younger. This literally took me 10 hours to paint the design part. And that's not including the layers of white paint that I did before that. But it was worth it because I wanted to make it look good for you guys and not just present you with a crappy looking piece of nylon sculpture just to rush and get it done for the video. So I put in some work on this. I think it looks pretty cool. I do hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I appreciate you so much for watching this. I love you guys, and if you guys want to stay in touch with me more, I have a vlog channel which is Live Love Sarah Lynn. I'll link all this down below, and I also have, of course, social media links such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Crafty Amino, and did I say them all? Snapchat. I post more about my life on those places. I'll be back here next Friday with a new artsy, crafty, or DIY video. So I hope to see you guys there. I hope you also have a great rest of the day. Goodbye. I have a bunch of That moment when you have to swallow a bunch of extra spit in your mouth. I am so cute. Why am I so creepy? Look at this.